The city of Joburg expects to have municipal courts up and running by the end of next month. They'll help to address crime in areas such as Rosettenville and will have their own prosecutors and magistrates. They will not fall under the NPA and will deal with enforcing bylaws. Well, to give us more detail, we joined in the studio by the City of Johannesburg's MMC for Public Safety, Michael Sun. Mr. Sun, good morning, and thank you very much for your time this morning.
Good morning, thank you.
First up, just to clarify and create understanding, because I don't want to make any assumptions, because it can be very dangerous. Municipal courts, where do they fit in our judicial system? At what level do they come in?
Well, then the municipal courts, as we call it, actually, in fact, the magistrates' court. It's a specialized court dedicated for municipal bylaws and legislation that the city as a metro would normally be associated with. But one thing, if I could correct, it's in fact not outside the NPA. The prosecutors are still appointed in terms of the National Prosecuting Authorities Act, and the prosecutors are perhaps more specialized in municipal cases.
So municipal courts do fall under the NPA?
Yes, that's correct. Or in fact, the Department of Justice and Constitutional Development.
Okay, well, thanks for setting that record straight. So the municipal courts now, as a metro here, why have you felt it necessary at this time in the life of the city of Johannesburg to now resort to these specialized courts at this stage?
Well, then you would have seen in the past that many of our residents don't understand what bylaws are. In fact, many believe that there's no consequence to contravene a bylaw. For example, the window washers issue on our street is getting quite serious. It's a contravention of the bylaw. The ordinary magistrates' court, if I could put it that, they are very busy. There are many criminal cases and other cases they have to deal with. So it's important that we have a specialized court that's dedicated for municipal matters to assist us in dealing with municipal bylaw contraventions.
Now, whose responsibility is it to set up such a municipal court? Is it the Justice Department's responsibility, the MEC for Safety and Security in the province, or is it the city's responsibility?
Well, the court very much still falls under the Department of Justice. So you still have the magistrates that's from the Department of Justice, the prosecutors appointed in terms of the national legislation. But is that we obviously take much more involvement to the administration of the court system, in hoping that with this dedicated magistrate and dedicated prosecutor, and of course the administrative of the court's function, that we're able to give some impact.
So you currently, as a city under the Mayor Herman Mashaba, you're busy working with the Department of Justice, working with the magistrates in Johannesburg to make sure that your municipal courts will be up and running next month, am I correct?
Yes, absolutely. In fact, we have 5 courts that's functioning, and we're hoping to add 2 more to the list. So that would cover, just about the Johannesburg magisterial district, and hoping that within our city we will have a full chain of events when it comes to contraventions and prosecutions.
So we're going to have 7?
Yes.
By the end of next month.
Yes.
That's the idea. And the NPA is going to appoint prosecutors who will be assisting you in these courts.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, is the problem that you don't have courts, or is the problem that the bylaws exist but the police are not implementing them, they're not effecting them? You've got a window washer there, you've got a resident of Johannesburg who violates a bylaw, and there's no consequence because there's nobody who's enforcing the bylaw. Is the point in the enforcement point in terms of your view, or is it after somebody has broken the bylaw, they're not facing the music in a court?
Well, we've identified there are weak links in this whole process. Then I must tell you, of course, bylaw enforcement is always there. But, going back to the window washing example, the prosecuting authority may feel that there is not a serious offense for them to spend time and court's resources.
And that would be in a normal court. They've got other bigger cases.
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely. So therefore, the importance of a municipal court to focus on municipal bylaws, which, for us is any other legislation that our citizens and residents will have to comply with.
Now, how are you going to make this to work? How do you think this is going to succeed?
Well, firstly, we need to look at various issues. So one you've mentioned, enforcement is very important. But I just want to take a step back and say that we need to be fair. We need to educate our residents about bylaws. You know, many of the bylaws are not out there for people to understand. So from us, the city will be embarking on a very vigorous educational campaign to teach our public about bylaws and what to do and what not to do. And after that, of course, you know, if you don't comply, it is a contravention. You will be prosecuted. And when you have to appear before magistrates, you have to answer for your contraventions.
When are you launching this educational awareness campaign?
As soon as this month.
As soon as this
Yes,
month?
before the end of the month.
Okay, well, good luck. Thank you very much for clarifying.
Well, thank you for having me. Thank you.
That's the City of Joburg's MMC for Public Safety, Michael Sun.